My name's Jordan, and I chose to do skin cancer for this speech. My topic specifically would be melanoma. Everyone likes the sun, right? As a cosmetologist, I have some background knowledge of the skin. I chose to educate you all on skin cancer, like I said, melanoma specifically. Melanoma is the most serious and dangerous type of skin cancer you can get. It's a cancer that's caused by uncontrolled growth of abnormal skin cells. It occurs mainly when unrepaired DNA damages the skin cells, which forms tumors. Most of this is caused by UV radiation from the sun or a tanning bed, without use of sunscreen, of course. I'm going to cover the topic thoroughly but briefly. So I'm going to cover how to determine or identify skin cancer or melanoma, the specifics of tanning and dangers of it, treatment of melanoma, and the benefits of sunscreen. Identifying melanoma is obviously really not hard to do. It resembles a mole, mostly black or brown. They can also be skin colored, pink, blue, red, purple, or white. One way to identify it is that if a mole is to look abnormal, you can see what you can do with cutting it in half. Like if you were to cut it in half and it's asymmetrical, chances are you might want to keep an eye on it because it could be melanoma. But if you cut it in half and it's symmetrical, chances are it's just a mole. But chances are if you find it early in its stages, it can always almost be curable. If not, it can spread throughout the body and sometimes even cause death. On average, melanoma kills up to 10,130 people in the U.S. annually. This is usually caused by tanning or uncontrolled circumstances of being in the light without sunscreen. As we know, it's getting nicer out, so why don't we break out our shorts and tank tops? But do we really consider the effects of doing so without sunscreen? I know I normally don't. Just because we want that tan doesn't mean we shouldn't protect ourselves. Fact is, you can tan with using sunscreen. It just allows us not to be completely exposed to the sun so that we don't burn as easily. So please wear sunscreen. Skin cancer foundations recommend that using sunscreen that has at least an SPF or higher every day is more than just a great idea. Yes, I said every day. When exposed to direct sunlight, though, like at the beach, you should put it on multiple times, a half hour before you even go outside. If at all possible while being outside, it's also recommended that you seek shelter between 10 to 4 and cover up because the sun is the strongest at those times. In the sun, wear sunscreen and put it on at least every 2 hours. Protection, especially if you do indoor tanning. But like I said, it is bad for you. It could potentially damage your eyes in the long run if you don't. Do it outside too. Sunglasses are not only fashionable, but are eye savers. We're only born with one set of them. Treating melanoma, if you would get it, can be easy, but then if it's not caught early enough, it can be harder. If you don't do these things, don't worry if you don't wear sunscreen. If it's caught soon enough, if not though, you can't say I didn't warn you. So you better be sure to use precaution. Surgical removal is very popular though. Surgeons use incisions to cut out the skin cancer. Due to advances, there are ways to cut it out with less pain and scarring, which makes it more tolerable to do. It'll still be irritating, of course. If parts of the skin require more extensive surgery though, skin grafting can be done. Skin grafting is when they take a piece of skin from another part of your body that's usually covered by clothing, so that way it's not as noticeable because it also leaves scarring. And they put it on the skin, say it was your shoulder, they put it on the skin there to fix the skin that they cut out. Just normal surgery usually takes about 2 weeks to heal and the stitches are left in that time. But if you had to go through seriously extensive surgery, it could be a lot worse. For worse conditions, there are also other procedures that can be done as necessary. So basically what I'm trying to get across here is that I never truly understand why my grandma was always so stuck on using sunscreen. But now I understand. We should use more sunscreen and protect ourselves from the sun. It's a lot more important than we think. And I know this just from doing this research here, that I've learned a lot and would like to start taking better care of my skin as well. I don't know about you guys, because I know you guys use sunscreen anyway.
I learned from experience. But you can put that.
My grandma learns from experience. She knows.
She had since a kid.
Yeah.
Sun's poison.
The kids too, especially if you have little kids. A lot of people like to take them to the beach to make sure they're covered. Sunscreen, hats, sunglasses, clothing that's coverable but not too heavy.